everything.
Alright guys, we're back in CodeCademy, and we're in Introduction to JavaScript, Arrays and Loops. Now what are loops, for those of you that don't know? It's basically talking about for loops and while loops, and things that will iterate through time and time again until a condition is met, and then it will stop looping through that. So let's go ahead and jump right in. It'll make more sense if you're new to programming to see it in action. So you'll see right here we have a for loop. The typical for loop takes in a iterator that's going to go up to a certain number and then a statement to compare it to. So while I is greater than or equal to 0, we want to decrement downwards. Let's go ahead and write write an array called vacation plus, since it lists 3 places we'd like to visit. Write an array and set it equal to a variable named vacation plus. Was this already? Oh, alright. So let's go ahead and run this. I would love to visit 1, 2, and 3. So instead, they just want us to change our thing here. But you'll see that it iterated out 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3, as we have in here. Next, separate line to do this is each property access. Next, console.log each item in vacation. Let's go ahead and change this to maybe California. We'll just change these to states. We'll do New York, although I have no interest in going to New York. Sorry, guys. And although I'll probably go eventually. And then Florida, where my new job is at. Run that. Next, console log each items on a separate line. Okay, so I think this is basically just to show us how we would have to do this 3 separate times when we could just do it with a single for loop. So console.log, and then we'll do vacation spots index 0, vacation spots index 1, and finally vacation spots index 2. Gonna run that. So you'll see that we're console.logging this out. Unfortunately, it looks like it's to get across what the for loop is really there. So you'll see right here, this sets the start the condition. So this is our iterator. We're setting it at 0 typically. Stop the condition. We're saying, look, while our iterator is less than the length, continue doing this until this statement is no longer true, and then iterate up each time. I++. This could be anything, but typically if you're going one after the other up, it's I++, or iterating whatever your iterator is ++. Now let's go ahead and dive in a little bit more. Let's replace your current code with a loop. Write a for loop that through. Okay. So it looks like we're going to get rid of these consoles and we're going to create a for loop. We'll go ahead and say var, we'll use a different one, var j is equal to 0, while j is less than the vacation array, vacation spots array dot length, remember that, -1, j++, and then we want to console dot log out that value. So we just want to go ahead, and it looks like in our second step they want us to add some stuff. I plan to visit, and then put vacation spots, and then the current item that we're iterating on. So let's go ahead and run that. Let's go ahead and get rid of why is this returning undefined? So let's go ahead and get rid of this for loop. Let's write a for loop that loops through your vacation spots array. Maybe they wanted us to use an I. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I see what happened here. put an I in here. So just go ahead and run that J. So that I isn't defined in our local scope, which is why it didn't work. Which is why now that's working. Let's see. Maybe they want us to do it exactly like so. That's fine. We'll go ahead and put that in there. And then we'll get rid of this because we no longer need it. I'm not quite sure why this is saying this isn't working. Let's go ahead and change this to I and see if that's one of the issues that we're having here. Huh. Well, let's try this first. Maybe they just want us to put out the value like so and we skipped a step. If so, my apologies. And it looks like that's actually what they want us to do. So, now they want us to add some more content. The little bit of a instruction issue here. I personally think you should be able to go step by step or all at once when you run your code, but hey, it is what it is. So we need to make 3 changes to our for loop. Edit the start condition. This is our var I equal to 0. And then we want to equal the length of the array. So we want to instead change this to the vacation spots.length. And instead we want to actually go backwards. We want to go Florida, New York, California. How do we do that? We're going to decrement downwards. So this is going to change. And we're just going to change this to a 0. Wait, let's see what they're. As the start condition set I equals a. Then set the stop condition equal to vacation spots dot length. Finally, change I plus plus to I minus minus. Okay, so they just want us to. They don't care about us. They just want us to go backwards, work our way down. Oh, whoops! I didn't see that in the instructions. I thought we had to change this. So instead, we're just going to change I as greater than or equal to the 0, because we're starting at 3. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Bam. And we get undefined here. Why did this happen? It's because we did a greater than or equal to, and it's going to continue printing this out undefined. So instead of the length, we're going to go ahead and do -1, because remember, we started the 0 index, but length is always greater than the last index spot, which I'm glad they actually bring this up because it's a common gotcha for new programmers who are having issues. We're going to write this program from scratch, start writing in a variable called myPlaces. Alright. So, we'll do var myPlaces, and we'll set this equal to, we'll do 3, an array of 3 places. We'll do 3 places in Florida. We will do St. Petersburg. We will do Tampa. And then we will do, what's another city in Florida? There is Jacksonville. I apologize to anyone if I spelt these wrong. I may have done that. Now, we're going to make another variable and set it equal to an array with 3 places a friend might want to go. So let's call var friend places. First input will be the friend zone. Kind of a joke. The friend zone. Second place is out of the friend zone. And the third one is third base. Make sure at least one of your places is the same as my places, right? Oop. Alright, so we'll put Tampa. Because one of these has to be the same. Just gonna run that real quick. Cool. Now we're gonna go ahead and write a for loop that iterates through each of my places and logs out each place. So we'll just start at 0. No need to go backwards or make it more complicated. This is kind of the standard way. So we'll do while it's less than my places.length, I++, and then we'll console.log out my places I. Let's go ahead and run that, and we should get St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Jacksonville, like so. Now we want to go inside the existing for loop. So now we're going to do a loop within a loop. We'll use J this time. So alright, so we'll do a for loop here. Var j is equal to 0, while j is less than friend places array dot length j++, and it doesn't actually tell us to do anything in there in this first bit of code. Oh, friend places. There we go. Apparently they want us to console.log. I assume they did. I was just trying to follow the instructions to the key. So friend places, and in this instance we're going to iterate using the J operator. So what's going to happen now is for every iteration of I, we're going to run through the entire for loop of our nested loop. So we're actually going to get the output 3 times for J. So you'll see St. Peter's, friend zone, out of the friend zone, Tampa, Tampa, the friend zone, out of the friend zone, Tampa, like so. So instead of console.logging this out, we're gonna use some of our operators, or not our operators, excuse me. We're gonna use some of our control flows that we learned that is going to allow us using the comparison operator to print out some stuff. So the purpose is we're going to see whether your friend have in common. Let's utilize what's an if-else statement. So in here we're going to say, look, if the my places I is ever, if the index in the my places array is ever exactly equal to the index we're checking in the friend places array, we want to do some stuff. So that's our logic there, friend. Else do some other stuff. So inside the second for loop, running if else. If it is, log the console places. So here we want to console.log, and we can do let's see, in common and friend. Doesn't really matter which one we do, as they are both the same in this logic here. What is it, J? If I don't think we need this else. Let's go ahead and run that. So it looks like we have in common here Tampa, as you can see, with our logic. Cool. We're still logging out everything in the original array. Now we did a lot of great for loops. Now there is also the while loop. Let's go ahead and start fresh. So we're going to create a variable called cards, and we're going to set it equal to the array with diamond, spade, heart, and club, the 4 suits of a deck of cards. Now we're going to create a current card variable. And we're going to set it equal to the string heart, or the suit heart. Why is this taking so long to run? Sorry, I don't want to get too far ahead while this is running. Let's see, did we get a syntax error? So var cards, diamond, spade, heart, club. Alright. Let's try this one more time. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and put this back. So this is going to be the variable I believe we're checking for in our while loop in a second. So now we're going to do a while loop. While loops, you have to set specific conditions to break the loop. So you're basically saying while this is not the case, and again it goes into detail, while the condition, keep running the loop. So it's not like an array where you'll know, oh, well, I'm just going to keep checking until I get to the end of the array, or run the for loop till the end of the array. While loop, you could indefinitely go on if you don't set a break condition properly. So, do think. Well, the current card is not... If the current card is not a spade, then console.log the value of the current card. So, while current card is not equal to spade, run our while loop. There you go here. And then we want to do an if statement as if current card is not equal to a spade. We want to do some stuff. What is it that we want to do? We want to console.log current card. Remember, our current card is going to probably reset here. Then create a random number between 0 and 3. So if you don't remember how this works, we can go ahead and at the bottom of here we'll do it var current, we'll say var random number is equal to the math.random, and then we're going to times it by 3 because we want something between 0 and 3. And now what we want to do is we then want to reassign the current card value with that random number. So we're going to say current card is equal to the cards array on that random number. Now let's go ahead and then use our... Cool, so everything looks pretty cool. Oh, excuse me, we need to do math.floor. Forgot about that. So remember, this is going to... Oh, we actually have to do it... Because it goes between 0 and 1, we then need to times it by 4 if we want to get between 1 and 3. So we're going to math.floor this. Excuse my simplicity errors here. And then we're going to go ahead and run it for the time being. So we get heart, and then we get diamond, and then it looks like we got spades, so the loop breaks. And then we're just going to console.log outside of here, spade found. So basically, you need to set something that's going to break this while loop condition, or it'll run indefinitely. You'll probably crash your browser or something, and then you'll have some issues. So what did we learn this lesson with the introduction to JavaScript? We learned for loops. We learned that you can start at 0 and work your way up. We also learned that you could start at a higher number and work your way down. So we learned how those work. We learned that you can do for loops within for loops that are going to iterate through one and then all of them and then keep on going. And then we learned about while loops and setting conditions to break the while loop within the while loop. So all these are definitely the building blocks of JavaScript in any programming language. Get very comfortable with it. And my suggestion to you is if you're struggling with this, do it. This took about 19 minutes, so do it once yourself. Watch it with my video. Next day, go back, do it again, and it'll start clicking. You just got to keep doing it. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep up the good work. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and support me on Patreon. I appreciate it a ton, and good luck. Thanks for watching the video. Special thanks to our sponsor, Dev Mountain. Definitely check them out at devmountain.com. If you're looking for a bootcamp that's in front-end development, iOS, or UX, go ahead and give them a shot. Tuition includes housing, so you can get up and go and fully immerse yourself in the program. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.